It's not actually round one, it's round two, but I had to put this together in 5 minutes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Molly League's Dungeon Bowl 4. We're in round two this evening. We had a game earlier today where BB Nut was victorious, and we'll be playing again right now because tonight it's going to be the Kind Peacocks versus the Harlequins, B.B.F.C, a Kind Sir versus BB Nut, Imperial Nobility versus Undead. SB Beaver with the sub. Thank you so very much for your generosity. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate it. Let's take a look at the bracket, shall we, before we take a look at these two teams. Earlier this evening, there it was, round one. Stairway to Nuffle faced off against the Harlequins B.B.F.C. Stairway to Nuffle, coached by El Nubarino. That was an Underworld Denizens team. El Nubarino switched over to Necro in the Dungeon Bowl. Wasn't able to qualify with this team, but did qualify with the Stairway to Nuffle team. Had a fantastic game this evening. It was a nail-biter. Very, very well played by both coaches, but the Harlequins were able to win it 1-0. They advance into round two. And in round two, they'll be facing off against a Kind Sirs, Kind Peacocks, an Imperial Nobility team. The winner will advance to round three to face off against Alphitus Australis, coached by Eric. That's a Wood Elf team. Earned a or had a bye here in round two against I Want to Be Like Doug, Richard Cranium's Dwarven team. Would have loved to see the Death Roller come back, but unfortunately Richard Cranium couldn't make it for the competition due to technical issues. So Alphitus Australis wins on a forfeit. They'll advance into round three and face off against the winner of tonight's match. In round four, we've got Chimes Nevagana, an Orc team. They'll face off against Dead Friends, Real American Heroes. They're a Dark Elf team. And then S Beavers, the Dead Poets, an Undead team, will face off against the round three winner. These four teams will duke it out until one's remaining. And that one remaining team will advance to the semifinals where three teams have already qualified. The current league champion, Doug the Minotaur, and their White Skull Windbreakers, an Orc team, will be facing off against Nick Satan Cenozoic Park, a Lizard team. JD Whitey's Force of Flames, a Wood Elf team, will be facing off against the round five winner. Lots of games left in this competition. Every single one's going to be streamed. We've got round two underway right here. And we're going to take a look at the home team's roster first. This is a Kind Sirs, Kind Peacocks coming in a TV of just 960,000 gold. 11 players on the roster. 3 will not be starting this evening, including 2 linemen. They'll be replaced fairly easily. And this Ogre, who will not be replaced fairly easily. 1 Oppo, 4 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls, has 2 of the Blitzers, has 4 bodyguards, and the rest are linemen. They'll be up against this Undead team. We've seen it. We've seen it already this evening. It is the Harlequins, B.B.F.C. They're coming in a TV of 1,245,000 gold. That's 285K, I think. Minus 3 at 55. I think 120K in petty cash. My math might be off there. But I think 120,000 gold in petty cash will be going back to the Kind Peacocks in tonight's matchup. 13 players on the roster for the Harlequins. But 1 player will not be participating. That is number 13 here. Has 3 of the 4 ghoul runners, 2 mummies, 2 white blitzers, and a bunch of linemen. 5 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How do the 2 teams play? A Kind Service has 150K. Thank you very much. How are these 2 teams going to play tonight? We'll take a look at the home team. I'm sorry, the away team first. This is the Harlequins. We saw how they played earlier this evening. They played the bashy side of an Underworld matchup. I think against the Kind Peacocks, they're probably looking to do a little more of the same. You can see they picked up in the I don't know, 5 minutes that have passed, in the hour that has passed. They picked up Mighty Blow on number 3 here. Joe Marchand. I see the names have been updated as well. Well done, BB Nut. So 3 players with Mighty Blow. All 3 have the guard skill as well. The 2 blitzers naturally come with the block skill. 1 has tackle. Lots of guard, lots of block, lots of Mighty Blow. He's going to be looking to put the hurt on the Imperial Nobility team that is already very hurt. He does have the 3 gold runners for the speed. We saw Marcus Smith used a good use. Lots of defensive skills on this player. Has the kick skill as well. It's going to be up against this Imp team. This is a control team. The Kind Peacocks will have, they have 11 players on the roster, nobody on the bench. They're going to have to pick up 3 journeymen. That's going to be 3 linemen. So these 2 linemen will be replaced. but they will be skillless and they will be loners as well. Importantly, not going to have the strength in this Ogre. The Ogre's going to be replaced with alignment as well. They're going to have to get away with the bodyguards and just the 2 blitzers to try to win this game tonight. It's going to be very difficult, I think, for them to control the pitch against this undead team, losing that Ogre and that strength, trying to get the blocks off against a team that really just wants to beat your face in. But these blitzers are really good pieces. There's MA7. They have a 4+ on passing. They're average across the board otherwise. But both of them are blodgers. They both come with catch. One has tackle, one has sure hands. Little Dicky will be the ball carrier. Richard, along with that tackle skill, can move, take the blitz, mark a player, negate that dodge skill both when blocking and when they're trying to dodge away. The bodyguards all have stand firm and all have wrestle, and a both down result. They can just go down and keep the drive alive. Also, they don't have to worry about the armor break when going up against perhaps these mummies or these players with Mighty Blow. Stand firm means they can hold control of the pitch, and then the linemen, of course, all have Fen, so they can prevent players from following up. He does have 1 player with block, 1 player with strip ball, 1 player with sure hands. But well, he doesn't have the sure hands of the block guy because they're not starting tonight. But I think it's going to be real tough for the Kind Peacocks to go up against this team, at least roster-wise. We haven't seen a Kind Sir play too much in the league. However, a Kind Sir new to the league, BB Nut new to the league as well. We've seen BB Nut. We've seen a number of BB Nut games on stream. A Kind Sir, we've seen a few games on stream. We'll see. A Kind Sir has to win this tactically. They have to either lean into this this control play style and control the pitch at key moments in time in order to move the ball down pitch or in order to protect the ball on defense, and do it in such a way where they're not giving up players to these 3-dime Mighty Blow blocks. That's going to just be brutal for this team tonight. 150k in petty cash, that's a wizard. I don't think that's a bad pickup. If not a wizard, I'm not sure what's available for 150k on an imp team. I think Helmet Wolf is available at 140. That's an option. That might be it. Yeah, I don't know. Oh boy, whatever he does with this inducement money, he needs to make it work. Kind Sir says pie and beers. Is that Cindy Pie Whistle? Is that available? Cindy Pie Whistle. What do I remember about Cindy Pie Whistle? Well, she's a bomber. She's a bombardier. Her special skill is she can bomb twice, but then on a 50-50 she's called off the pitch. You know what? I've never seen Cindy Pie Whistle on the pitch. If that's what we're getting, I'm all here for it. I'd like to see another bomber on the pitch. That'll be absolutely amazing. We saw one in the first game. Didn't get too many bomb tosses off. BB Nut asks, why are you dwarves in the league? That's because the Richard Cranium wasn't able to participate. So it's just a placeholder. Because he had to forfeit, unfortunately. All right, we're about to get this game underway. We'll see what happens in the inducement phase. We'll see if the Kind Peacocks can stay alive turn after turn and try to win this one. 6 games to win to be declared league champion here in round 2. We'll see who makes it happen. BB Nut winning one of the 7 that they needed to win. Looks like clear skies for the game this evening. Yeah, he had some technical problems with his computer that he couldn't resolve, unfortunately. Six fan factor apiece, a lot of money on the line for whoever advances into round 3 here. 150k in petty cash for the Kind Peacocks. Cindy Pie Whistle was threatened to come onto the pitch for just 50k. Bombardier with the accurate skill, so gets a +1 on the quick pass and short pass. That accurate skill was changed a little bit in this version of the rules, where it was split into 2 different skills, so you can get the +1 on the shorter passes or the +1 on the longer passes. Cindy Pie Whistle on the pitch. Was it kegs, I guess, then? Is kegs where the rest of the money went? Harlequins winning the toss again. They won in round 1, won here in round 2, and once again choosing to receive the ball. BB Nut says 2 kegs. Thank you very much. Yeah, so 2 kegs and Cindy Pie Whistle. That's all 150 Ks spent. Those 2 kegs mean that all KO rolls are going to be a 2+. And there's Cindy's skill that we were talking about earlier. She gets to toss 2 bombs once in the game if she so desires, but afterwards has to roll a d6. Needs a 4+ to succeed, otherwise gets called off the pitch instantly. You can't chuck 2 bombs at once and not have the ref notice unless you're really sly about it. Spreading the defense wide here for the kind Peacocks. Giving up a little bit of pitch here on in the left wide zone. Harlequins B.B.F.C to set up their offense. Mr. Blitzkrieg, welcome back to the stream. JD Whitey, welcome as well. JD Whitey, of course, qualifying in the winners bracket, so just has 2 games to win to win the championship. Here's the kickoff. 4 on the line here for the offense. And gets a 5 on the blitz. 5 unmarked players get to take a free turn. Let's go. Middling kick here. Kick to the 16-yard line. Just to the right of the number 2 Ghoul runner, Danny Care's brother. It will bounce 1 space before landing and perhaps bounce into the hands of the Ghoul runner, the rookie Ghoul runner. And so we're taking a mark on the right defensive, or the right offensive tackle here. Gets a knockout on Scott Baldwin. Lil Dicky on the blitz. Turn 1 now for the Harlequins. Ball bounces behind the inevitable ball carrier. Getting started with a blitz, 2-die blitz against the number 9 lineman. Gets a push here with Andre Esterhazen, the number 7 blitzer. Gets a push out of this blitz. Has no movement left with the blitzer, unless he decides to rush, which he surely will not. Marcus Smith running back toward the ball. Second guess is moving so far and moves 1 space back forward. Setting up a screen of protection for the inevitable ball pickup at the end of the turn. 2-die block against Peter II, the rookie lineman. Breaks armor. Gets a KO. Well done. 1-man player advantage now for the Harlequins. Get used to that. Lots of guard, lots of mighty blow. Gets a pal here against the number 1 lineman this time. Again, a 7+ to break armor. Doesn't do it this time. 3-die block against number 8. 7+. One more time. No armor break. Fails the pickup. Let this rock. And that'll be it. Turn 1 back to the kind Peacocks. So the reason he lets this ball rock, if you knew the blood ball, is, or when I say let it rock, he decided not to spend the reroll and just let that ball fall out of his hands and bounce 1 space backwards. That's because That's because he's already protected. He's got protection here, so he doesn't need to waste his reroll picking up this ball. He knows the opponent's not getting this reroll. Oh, here's a bomb by Cindy Pie Whistle. Wow. 3 players knocked down a stun on Scott Baldwin. Well done. Yeah, the ball's already safe, so he doesn't have to waste the reroll on the pickup. This is a game of luck mitigation. You've got to know, you've got to minimize the risks you're taking, maximize the probabilities of success. And part of that is not just knowing the probabilities of all your actions, but knowing when to spend resources in order to increase your odds of success, and when not to, when it might be a waste. Newer players often, if they fail a die roll, they say, well, let's just re-roll it. And there's really no real positive effect that comes from re-rolling it. Even if you get the perfect die roll, it doesn't really translate into touchdowns. It doesn't translate into success. And so new players can often find themselves running out of team re-rolls very, very quickly. And as we said time and time again, because we're talking about a D6 and not like a D100 or a D1000, good dodge here. Take a mark on Tyron Green. Turn 2 now for the Harlequins. Because it's just a D6, having a reroll has a massive impact to success. Two-die block gets the knockdown. Can't follow up to defend. No armor break. Rush blitz with mighty blow. Gets a push out of this. Spends the reroll, wants the knockdown, but doesn't get it. Only gets a push. Gets the push, and the bodyguard doesn't need to move due to stand firm. Picks up the ball, but fails the rush. Wow! Spent another reroll, failed the rush again. Big loss of the ball here. Turn 2 for the Kind Peacocks now. Burned through 2 rerolls. Failed the rush here. Rolled snake eyes. And now the ball is free on the Harlequins' own 8-yard line. Armor break by the Kind Peacocks results in a stun just to the left of the ball. Two-die block on the Sunday Kid, the rookie lineman. Sunday Kid, I believe, actually played for I Want to Be Like Doug earlier in the season. We're positioning for an inevitable scrum here. Oh no! Cindy fails the pass. The ball blows up in her hands, and Cindy is thankfully only stunned, not removed from the pitch. Cindy is a secret weapon, so this will be the only drive she's on the pitch, unless, of course, a kind sir can successfully argue the call with the ref at the end of the drive. Hey, there's an injury. 2-man player advantage now for... 2-man? Did he have a spare guy? I guess so. 2-man player advantage for the Harlequins. Stand-up blitz gets the injury, well done. Okay, so it says Cindy's OP. 3+ on the pickup works out. was able to recover the ball and set up a cage here after the dodge on their own 4-yard line. The Harlequins in control of the ball. Turn 3 back to the Kind Peacocks. Cindy, what are you doing? What are you doing, Cindy? Peacocks finding 5 players behind the ball here. Going in on the blitz in the back left corner of the cage. Gets a push out of this with just 1 reroll remaining. They'll take that push. They'll follow up, and now they've marked the ball carrier. Two-dive block on the center kid once more. Will be wrestled to the ground. So the blitz spent. The ball carrier is going to remain on their feet. Daycare's brother, the rookie ghoul runner, in possession of the ball, has the dodge skill as well. 7 MA on these ghoul runners, a critical piece on an undead team. That's where your speed comes from. Especially when you're looking at your linemen, your zombies with an MA of 4, the mummies with an MA of 3. Pushes Marcus Smith back 1 space, trying to get them out of the drive. Turn 4 back to the Harlequins. Very nearly clear skies ahead of them. Anthony Weiner, the number 7 bodyguard, right in front of the cage to the left. It's going to blitz down Johnson here with the mummy. Gets the knockdown, breaks armor, gets a KO. 3-man player advantage now for the Harlequins. Good use of those mummies. Those mummies with guard. Just think about that. If just the 2 mummies, let's say, were beside each other, they each have an effective strength of 6. Very easy to get the 3-die block, and you have Muddy Blow on top of that. Very effective kill pieces. Granted, they don't have the block skill, which makes their blocks more risky than might otherwise be. So it's a, it's a call you have to make with these mummies. Do you pick up block or do you pick up guard first? Just the ball to the right. Ball still on the Harlequins' own 4-yard line. And sets the cage back up. Turn 4 now for the Kind Peacocks. Final turn of the first quarter. Pie Whistle stands back up, takes a mark on Scott Baldwin. 1-die block on Scott Baldwin is a skull. Re-rolls into the knockdown. No more re-rolls remaining for the Kind Peacocks. Now a blitz by Lil Dicky. Gets the knockdown of this, knocks Marcus Smith to the ground. Good 3+ dodge by Richard Long on the left side of the line to reposition back into a defensive stance, trying to get back in front of this cage. Second quarter begins now. The Harlequins with 1 reroll left for the half. Neither team dipping near their bonus clock. Very efficient turns. Here's the blitz on Cindy Pie Whistle. Gets the knockdown. Seven plus breaks armor. There's the armor break. Got the KO. Well done. Cindy all but guaranteed out of the game now. Very well done by the Harlequins. Saw an opportunity to take out Cindy and took it. Cindy Pie whistle out of the game. So Cindy could reappear in the game in a future drive. First of all, has to get through the KO roll, then has to successfully argue the call to keep Cindy back in this game, or remaining in this game. Wow, great foul! Great foul on the number 7 bodyguard. Oppo gets spent here and saves the bodyguard. Good use of the Oppo. Gets called off on the foul, so it's a trade. But I think a zombie for a bodyguard, not a bad trade. Even though the Oppo saved the bodyguard, bodyguard's off the pitch for this drive. Really well done by BB Nut. Again, we talked about this, playing the Bash team in this matchup, doing it very effectively. Has a 3-man player advantage. Oh no! Tried to rush twice, failed the rush, and stunned himself for the trouble. The rookie, number 6, Private second, stunned. That's a null turn. Turn 6 for the Harlequins. Oh no. Two-die block against Kovis, the rookie lineman, the journeyman lineman, in fact. It's a knockdown here. Blitz coming up on Willie. Gets the knockdown. No armor break though. One more assist makes us a 3-die block on Richard. No, it's already a 3-die block on Richard Long. Repositioning the ball. The ball is advanced down to the 12-yard line in the right wide zone on Kind Peacock's side of the pitch. There's that 3-die block on Richard Long. Gets a push out of it. Woody's going to stand up and futilely try to get back into this drive. Kind Peacocks turn 6, no rerolls remaining. Their entire team is behind the ball currently. 1-die block against Wilco Low. Gets the knockdown. Good dodge by the blitzer. Take a mark on Marcus Smith. Wow. Another good 3+ dodge. Oh boy. So Richard Long's going to try to get back into this drive. Turn 7 for the Harlequins. They can score right now if they wish to. Two-die block on Willie, the number 9 lineman, breaks armor. Another removal. 4-man player advantage now for the Harlequins. And now a blitz on Lil Dicky, gets a push. This frees up Marcus Smith. And he'll take a mark on Lil Dicky, straight back. Move the ball to the 24-yard line, to the 22? To the 22-yard line. Can move these ghoul runners back to protect as well. Turn 7 now for the Kind Peacocks. There's not a whole lot they could do to stop this score unless they let Nuffle take the wheel. 1-die block against the number 7 blitzer will be a null turn. That's a skull. Turn 8 for the Harlequins. They have 1 reroll remaining. Will they risk die rolls here? Or will they score? They will risk the die rolls. There's a push. You see, it took it with the block player here just to make sure that was as safe as could be. Here's a blitz, 2-die blitz. Gets a knockdown here. Trying to get another removal. Broke armor. Only gets a stun out of it. Won't matter. Concert says coward. 3-die block on Woody. Gets a pal. 8+ breaks armor. There's the armor break, but only a stun. It's gonna take the block with the mummy. 3-die block. Gets a dodge push out of this. And that looks to be it. Yeah, there's the score. 1-0. The Harlequins take the lead. A commanding first half by the Harlequins with that delicious, delicious sandwich of a football. There's Cindy Pie Whistle getting called off. He'll argue the call. But to no effect, Cindy Pie Whistle called off the pitch. So that's the end of Cindy Pie Whistle in this game. One turn left in the half. Everybody came back thanks to the 2+ with these kegs. All the KO rolls for the Kind Peacocks will be a 2+. We'll have 10 players on the pitch. One turn left in the half unless there is a timeout. Setting up the offensive line just in case. Kick. Brilliant coaching is not a timeout. That is a delicious, man, I love that. That might be my favorite ball. All right, so this is a push. So he has a one-turn strat, it seems. Let's see if he can make it happen. Well, nope. That'll be the half. 1-0. The Harlequins are in the lead. They're going to be on defense once more here as we start the second half of the game. Rushing fails 900% of the time, man. 900% of the time you will fail your rush. Both teams back up to a full complement of rerolls. It's 2 for the Kind Peacocks, 3 for the Harlequins. Harlequins setting up their defense. Setting up with chevrons against this team, it seems. Offset defensive line. Now the Kind Peacocks set up their offensive line. They'll be down a player, so a one-man player advantage for the Harlequins going into the second half. Boy, some of the wild plays we've seen this season so far. It almost feels unfair sometimes when you fail a rush. Five on the line for the offense. Offset to the right. They'll be pairing up against that defensive line. Here's the kick. And the weather will remain the same, but scatter one extra space. Turn 9 for the kind Peacocks. They're going to get a pal against the left defensive end. They're going to break armor. And you get a sun out of it. Trying to tie up the number of players on the pitch. There's another pal, this time against Joe Gray. Another armor break. There it is. Good injury. 10v10 on the pitch now. Succeeds on the regen. We'll come back in a future drive. We'll come back on the next drive, in fact. Another pal on the line, this time against the Sunday Kid. Formerly of I Want to Be Like Doug, the Dwarven team. No armor break this time. Hunting Tyron Green, the ghoul runner, but those double skulls. Oh no. Gets the knockdown thanks to tackle here. 8+ breaks armor. No armor break though. Kind Peacocks down to 1 reroll for the game. You can see a kind sir there in the picture-in-picture lamenting the double skulls roll. 3+ pickup works out for Lil Dicky. Turn 9 now, back to the Harlequins. Blitzed by the defense over in the right wide zone. Gets a push against Richard Long, the number 2 blitzer. Repositions the defense, applying a little bit of pressure here. The offense still spread wide with the ball carrier all the way back on their own 14-yard line. 2-die block by Woody, the number 5 bodyguard, to get turn 10 underway. Gets a push against the rookie zombie, the Sunday Kid. Two-die block against Sunday Kid. Gets a push here again. Can't knock him down. Takes a mark on Joe Marler on the left side of the line. Advances the ball across the line of scrimmage here on turn 10. The ball now on the opposing 2-yard line in the left wide zone. Little Dicky, the number 3 Noble Blitzer, level 3. That's the player in possession of the ball. Rush, blitz to get the knockdown on Joe Marler on the 1-die blitz. Well done. Very well done by a kind sir. Now that mummy is not a problem next turn. He stands right back up. Ball carrier is a blodger, has sure hands, also has catch. Both down result will be a wrestle against Anthony Weiner here in turn 10. Now the Harlequins moving in the other mummy, number 4, Alex Dombrent, to get in here and just try to tie some players up for some die rolls. Strength 5, not only great for making blocks, but good for just tying up players, because your opponent has to dedicate, on average, So many more players just to get the block on you. We saw the blitz here. That was what, 4 players dedicated, four actions on 4 different players dedicated just to get that blitz, the 1-die blitz on the mummy. So a good piece just to tie some players up, make them re-roll some dice, maybe on a dodge, with 1 re-roll left. If the kind Peacocks go down to none, that'll be a big loss. KO here for the Harlequins. And now they're back to a 1-man player advantage. Got the 3+ dodge. Spent it. Or didn't spend a reroll, had a free reroll. They have the dodge skill. Turn 11 now, back to the kind Peacocks. No time on the bonus clock spent by either coach. Kind Peacocks were down 3 players, had to pick up 3 journeymen. Now they're down their star player, which they would have been down anyway more than likely, but lost their star player early in the first drive. And now they're down to just 1 reroll for the game as well. Can they pull this off? 2-die blitz by the ball carrier. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill. Has 1 more point of movement to spend. Spent it to move back into the left wide zone. Now the ball on the opposing 14-yard line. Takes the uphill block against Alex Dombrant. Spends the final reroll, but that's going to be a skull. And that's a turnover. Turn 11 now for the Harlequins. No rerolls left for the kind Peacocks for the remainder of this game. 3-die block by Joe Marler now. The vengeance block against Richard Long. Gets a push. 3-die block by Alex Dombrant now, the other mummy. Gets a dodge push out of this. Pushes the first mummy back out of this little scrum. Minute 3 on the clock here in turn 11. Good 3+ dodge by Marcus Smith to take a mark on the ball carrier. Stand up dodge blitz. Fails the dodge. Succeeds on the reroll. 2-die blitz. Got the pow on Little Dicky. 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. And the ball scatters into the hands of Marcus Smith. Good blitz. Good blitz by the Harlequins. They have been training for this competition. Showing off. Showing off. Takes a mark with Danny Carey's brother against Woody, the number 5 bodyguard. Four seconds left on the clock. Block against Anthony Weir will be a push. And now the Harlequins will be the first team to dip into the bonus clock. 1 second off the bonus clock. Turn 12 now, back to the kind Peacocks. Stand up blitz by Little Dicky. Gets a push against Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith with the fence skill, so cannot follow up. He's going to try to dodge out of the way. And it works out. Takes a mark on the ball carrier. So Fenn disallowed the follow-up there, which meant that Little Dicky had to dodge out to get back on the ball carrier. That's the end of the turn after the failed block. Turn 12 now for the Harlequins. Final turn of the third quarter. They're up 1-0 and currently in possession of the ball. They're on their own 10-yard line in the left wide zone currently. Wow, good. Another removal here. Yikes. Yikes. This is how it was inevitably going to go in terms of player count. Rush blitz. Fails the second rush. Spends a reroll. Gets a both standing result out of this. 3-die block with the number 5 Mummy. Gets a pal here. 8+ will break armor on Richard Long. Doesn't get it. 2-die block on Peter II. It's a pal here. Good 3+ dodge. Didn't even need to re-roll. Marcus Smith sprints down pitch to the opposing 6-yard line. Double pals on Private the second over in the right wide zone. Breaks. What a great armor break. Not going to be a problem now. Fourth and final quarter begins. The kind Peacocks on the back foot. Is there anything they can do to get on the board and keep their run for the championship alive? Good dodge. Takes a blitz on Tyron Green. Gets a push here. Will not follow up. Does he have enough movement? Oh, no. All Knuffles having none of it. Having none of it. Tried to mark the ball carrier. Fails the second rush. And now there's going to be nothing that Kindsir can do to really get recover this ball and score in time. Wow. Look at this. Still playing the strategic game well. It's already up in points. Knows it's pretty safe. Goes for the handoff here. Makes the die roll. Has 2 rerolls left. Says, why not? I'm going to get some SPP on Tyron Green. Another armor break. Another removal. Few players remaining for this Imperial Nobility team. Turn 14 for the kind Peacocks. 6 players left on the pitch. Black Wolf says, just stop, he's already dead. I think this is a tough matchup, made even tougher by the fact that kind Peacocks were down 3 players. One die block against Andre Esterhazy gets a push out of this. Fails the dodge, but got to try something. Turn 14 for the Harlequins now. It's just a matter of getting through these final 3 turns and getting as much SPP as possible out of it. No SPP there, but another removal down to 5 players for the Imperial Nobility team. There's a few ways you can get SPP in the game of Blood Bowl. One is, of course, for a touchdown. You get 3 SPP for a touchdown. If you cause a casualty, which means you make a block roll, or you're a part of a block, I should say, and then that results in an armor break, and the armor break then results in an injury roll of a casualty, then you'll get 2 SPP if your opponent results in a casualty, that is. You can get 1 SPP for a successful pass, which does not include a handoff. It has to be a pass. And the passer can get 1 SPP. And you can also get 4 SPP for being declared the MVP of the game. Harlequins advance the ball to the 22-yard line, feeling super secure. The screen contingent's going to try to get back into this game and earn some SPP themselves, or at least earn some help earn some SPP for some teammates. Turn 15, penultimate turn here. Kind Peacocks have 2 turns left in their season. One die blitz is a push against Andre Esterhazen. Tizzle-bizzle, welcome to the stream. Demanding death. I mean, look at this pitch. One dive block against Andre Esterhazen. It's going to be wrestled to the ground. Wow. Rolling some dice. They all succeed. Richard Long applying the pressure to Tyron Green here. I imagine Tyron Green will just score. Turn 15 for the Harlequins now. Oh, is he going to go for block? He can go for the blitz score. If the blitz doesn't work out, he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's totally fair. It doesn't have the block skill though. Rush blitz? Rush blitz instead. Spends a reroll to get in the rush position. Gets a push out of this. Two-dive block against the number 5 bodyguard. Gets the knockdown here. He is up 1-0, but I figured he'd want to guarantee the SPP on the cool runner. Two-dive block gets the number 9 lineman, gets a pow out of this. Gets nothing out of it. Here's the number 1 ghoul runner into position. Just to prevent, trying to prevent Richard Long from sneaking out this way. Had to do something. Didn't work out. Final turn of this game. With 1 reroll remaining, we'll see if the Harlequins go for some extra rerolls. First, they don't. They get the 3 SPP on the ghoul, and that'll be the game. 2-0. The Harlequins win this one. 2 games down, 5 to go for the Harlequins. Can they pull this off? They have the longest run in this competition to make it to the championship. They've already done it twice today. 2-0, the final. Congratulations to B.B.F.C. Well played by both coaches. Again, that was a hard battle, I think, for a kind sir to go up against here in this round. Played great. Just didn't work out in this game. 2-0 the final, and that is it for this one. The Harlequins will be advancing to round 3 to face off against Alphitis Australis. That is Eric's Wood Elf team, so it'll be Wood Elves versus Undead. That will be our next game in this competition. Round 3 coming up next. And scheduling for round 3 will start in probably about 30 minutes from now. So once that happens, our 2 coaches will begin scheduling their round 3 game, and when they do, when they do schedule that game, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is so much fun. Each one of these games is going to be streamed, and they're all going to be really high-quality matches. I'm looking forward to each and every one of them. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until round 3, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening.